Oh, there we go. That's all right. You ready to go through this again?
Yes,
Yes.
thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
Oh, no problem. Okay.
Right.
Well, whoever's ready, go ahead and kick it off.
Okay. Well, I'm Ella.
I'm Alan.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Dr. Peter Hugh. I'm the Associate Dean for Research and Strategic Initiatives, and also the Program Director for Diagnostic Molecular Science Programs here at the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center.
What background education did you need for your role at MD Anderson?
For my current role as administrator, you need a terminal degree. It could be in either a PhD or EDD, and the major could either be in science or in administration.
All right. So, what major did you choose for your undergraduate, and where did you attend university?
For my undergraduate, I went to Purdue University in West Lafayette, Indiana. My major was in psychology with a minor in pre-med.
What further schooling or training have you obtained following your undergraduate years?
After my undergraduate, I went to graduate school first for my master's program in microbiology, and then I went got my PhD in healthcare administration, and my dissertation was in molecular genetics.
What was your experience like during your undergraduate years?
They were very what experience like? That's a good question. I'm gonna think about this. It was exciting. It was very difficult, and I think the one thing I remember the most was I had changed my major many times because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and so I took a lot of courses, and then eventually found out that I did want to go into psychology, and that's what I majored in.
So, how did you end up choosing the profession that you're currently in?
So this was by happenstance. After I graduated from my master's degree, I went to additional clinical training at the MD Anderson Cancer Center. And at the time, I went through three specialized laboratory clinical lab training. And eventually, I first started off working in a clinical lab. And then there was an educator position that became available in the teaching programs where I applied. And subsequently, I got that position. And then I rose through the ranks from the first it was a classified educator, then I turned into a faculty, and then one after another. Eventually, this position became available, for which I applied uh, and got.
Could you offer us a walkthrough of your daily professional routine that includes specific tasks and responsibilities you have to do?
Sure. So as an administrator, uh, you have to go to a lot of meetings. There are a lot of policies and procedures and reports that you are responsible for. For example, in my position as the associate dean for the school, there are a lot of uh, not only at the institutional level reports, but also departmental division, the state of Texas for reporting purposes, and also the federal government. So a lot of my day-to-day routine is basically attending meetings and have oversight over the areas that I'm over. On the side, I also do teach, and so part of my time is spent on teaching. I do teach throughout the year, fall semester, spring, and summer. So it's pretty busy.
Could you tell us more about how you apply biology to your current profession?
Sure. As I said before, my teaching side, I have to use a lot of that skills that I've learned over the years. I teach biology In particular, I teach classes in hematological malignancies, cytogenetics, and other areas in the areas of oncology. So yes, the biology background it's definitely important.
What advice do you have for students that are currently pursuing a biology-related profession and undergraduate major?
Well, I would recommend that if you want to pursue a field in biology, make sure that you pick an area that you're really interested in. And once you pick that area, make sure you go deep enough, broad enough, and deep enough that you know all aspects, or as much as you can, at least at the undergraduate level, to help you decide what you want to do afterwards. Because right now, at the undergraduate years, it's all about absorbing as much as you can. Think of yourselves like a giant sponge. You don't really know what you like or dislike until you've tried a little bit of everything. But once you've identified something, then go after it. Get as much out of it as you can.
And then what insight do you have for students trying to follow in your footsteps and achieving a position similar to yours today?
Okay. Well, some of the skill sets that I picked up over the years, that looking back, I think are important, is the ability to network. That is very important because if you have a good network of individuals are like-minded, then you're able to leverage each other's expertise and help you achieve the goals that you want to obtain. So that's very important. The other thing is mentorship. Identify a good mentor or mentors that you can reach out to and learn from. I think those are all very important skill sets. And of course, one of the most important thing is how to deal with people, how to work with people in a group setting, and how to work both independently and also in a group setting. These are all really, these, even though they're soft skills, but these are very important skills to help you in your careers.
Is there anything that you would choose to do differently?
Yes, if I had a chance to go back, I wish I've identified mentors even earlier. During my early days, my undergraduate, I really didn't know what I was doing. I had college advisors and counselors, but they were really there to just map out your curriculum for you. They can answer some questions, but really they don't pave the way, if you will, or they don't give you advice on the what you're supposed to be doing. And so having a identify a mentor that will help out quite a bit. Certainly for me, I would have made a lot less mistakes.
How do you stay current on the latest developments in the field of biology and medicine, and how do you incorporate that knowledge into your current role?
That's another good question. Read. You have to read a lot, not just the scientific journals, but also different levels of media outlets and news. Stay abreast of what's going on in your field, but also in the broader sense. That's one way. The other way is as you start your professional careers, you should also continue your education through attending professional conferences, especially in your areas, that you can is an opportunity to not only to obtain continued education, but also to maintain that network that I talked about earlier, the social network, to see your colleagues, a few times a year at these conferences, and maintain that network will benefit you in the long run.
In your opinion, what are the most important qualities to be successful in researching biology?
Well, have the breadth and depth of the area that you're interested in. It sounds easy, but it's actually quite hard. to have the breadth, you have to read a lot, and not only read, but understand a lot. To have the depth, you have to pick the area and dive, and take a much deeper dive, as deep as you can. So then you're able to use the knowledge and apply it. And once you apply it, the other skill set you need to develop is how to critically think, how to troubleshoot, because science is very finicky. 9 times out of 10, nothing's going to work. But it's the process of making all the mistakes, refine your experiment, eventually reaching the end goal. It's the process that makes you wiser over time. But you got to have a good set of troubleshooting skills. And then in order to do that, you got to have a good knowledge base to help you to troubleshoot. They're all interconnected.
Could you go further into the type of research that you do?
Sure. So my background is in clinical cytogenetics. Mainly the study of chromosomes applies to hematological malignancies or leukemias and lymphomas. My undergraduate, or not my undergraduate, my dissertation was in colon cancer. So it was a molecular based, looking at hereditary non-polyposis colon cancer, and basically looking at the microsatellite instabilities of germline inherited individuals, and comparing them to other germline carriers and trying to find an early detection methodology. And so I was using a particular type of polymerase chain reaction called a small pool PCR. This was done back in between the 05s and 2005s. It was very, very new at the time. We were able to get the genome down to a single genome per well and be able to look at it individually. So it's pretty exciting. Nowadays, you have a lot of liquid handlers that automatically does that for you. But back then, we had to do everything by hand.
And are there any current projects that you're working on, or anything that you're excited to be working on in the future?
Sure. Currently, I don't do as much direct research anymore, but I am on a few of the thesis research committees. And again, with the diagnostic genetics and genomics program, a lot of the students, they are right now doing next generation sequencing based type of technology research. So that's always an exciting area. We are moving into the realms, more and more into the realms of personalized medicine and precision medicine. And not only are we at the stage of next generation sequencing, but we're also in the stage of nanopore technology. So that's even the next level of sequencing. So it's really exciting to see the power of technology that are out there at our disposal. And I think in some ways that our technology is ahead of our human comprehension at this time. Hopefully we will catch up eventually to the technology, and it'll be even a more fascinating field of medicine in the coming years.
Was there anything in your undergraduate years that you were looking forward to being like discovered in science, and was actually discovered or like studied, and they found some new insight that you didn't know before?
My undergraduate years, not as much. I took a few honor courses, and so those for you all who are interested and for research and discovery, try to identify a lab that has a lot of publication. Is a big lab, right? They're constantly churning out publications, and that's where I would go first. But I remember one of my courses, it was more of I can't even remember the name of it, but it wasn't in the lab, but more of a field research. I was in a bison farm in Indiana, and my project that was given to me, it was an honors course. I had to document the mating season of the captive bisons in that area. that hasn't been recorded in the past. So for me, I thought, that was kind of exciting, but that took a long time because I was out in the field, 7 to 10 hours a day, aside from the schoolwork, just to try to catch the bisons during mating season, and then basically record if there are any different behavior in captivity versus in the wild. So I believe eventually the professor did get a paper out of it, and it's so long ago I don't even know if I ever got an authorship on that. But I remember that from my undergraduate years.
And then as a final question, what's your favorite aspect of what you do? And just like, what makes you excited to go do your job?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Definitely, you have to find joy in what you do, because finding joy in what you do gives you additional strength and energy that you normally wouldn't have. I mean, think about something that you always look forward to, right? Whether if it's a recreation, you go to the movies or go to a nice restaurant, when there's something that you look forward to, your energy level is different. Now, the problem is, how do you maintain that? And how do you translate that to your career? That's the hard part. You have to find the sweet spot. And so constantly you have to self-evaluate, and then make sure that it aligns with your trajectory, your goals. So those two are not too far apart. If they are very far apart, then you're not going to be happy. You're going to be chasing for something that's not going to happen. And that's going to translate into negative energy, and it's just going to bring you down. So for me, for this job, everything that I do, both administrative wise and also the education wise, I like it. I like it a lot. I like to see the differences that I am help making in the school, and the various projects I implement. And also on the education side, I just like to see the students. Every year, it's a new crop of students. They learn, they take the information, and hopefully they can package it in a way that that benefits them, and use it towards the next level or next stage of their lives. And so to me, that is renewable energy. And I like personally, I like that. That's what gets me going.
Okay.
Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Yeah. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. I hope it all goes well for all of you.
Thank you.
All right. Take
I'll
care.
send you the website link later. So you can-
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.